Painting flowers has been an ancient art, and I'm today going to show you how to paint using canvas paper. What am I going to paint? Well, I'm going to paint sunflowers. The reason is that they're my favorite flower. They're always happy. Join me to see how we paint on canvas using acrylic. I start by drawing out with yellow paint the sunflower. I often do it this way because that's how I like it, and you can cover the yellow paint quite easily. It's not a perfect circle, nothing's perfect, just draw it as best you can, and then you can start and make sure to put the middle in, and then you can start adding the petals. Once you've added all your petals, then you can add your green leaves in, again in yellow, but you will make them green as part of this process. Using burnt umber, I start to take care of the center part of the flower. This is a nice reddish brown, and I'm going to highlight where the middle of this, sometimes this is black, but in my painting it's going to be more of a brownish red. Now I'm adding a darker brown to the outside of the middle of the flower, and I'm kind of making it linear, because if you look at the sunflower, that's the way it sort of looks. It looks like it grows up and becomes a row. So just trying to emulate that as I go around. And some of it will be darker than the other side, but I will fix that as I go along. Now that the center is pretty much finished, I'm going to accentuate my petals. And it might look a little dirty the way I'm doing it, but you can add color as much as you like. Once color dries on acrylic, you can add to it quite easily. So these leaves will look more yellow as time goes on, as I paint more. Now that I've got the petals done, I'll start on the leaves, and I'm putting deep color greens on these leaves, because if you look at the sunflower, because they face the sun, the leaves are very, very light green. And this painting is a little bit idealized. It's not going to be realistic like it would if I was a realist, but my version of a sunflower. And so it has a little bit more whimsy to it than what you would see in reality. Once your leaves are painted, it's good to add a little bit of background. Putting background in your painting is a good idea, just because it can highlight or bring out, make pop the item that you're painting. So I'm going to use, it's kind of a yellow background right now, but eventually it's going to have like a blue tinge to it. As you can see now, my sky is turning blue. I'm going to have kind of this color all the way through as the background. And just continuing with the background, now I'm on to the other side. I like to mix on the canvas, which means that I put a couple of colors on and then I mix them together while they're on the canvas. You can do this on canvas, can't really do it on paper. I am using a canvas paper, which means that it hasn't been stretched to be attached to a frame. It is just a piece of paper that I could stretch it. It has a real fine tooth to it, which means that it can hold the paint pretty well. And so if I wanted to do that, I'm thinking I might put it in a frame. That's why I used the canvas paper rather than a canvas. So, but it's basically the same thing, just without the wooden frame. So now I'm going to accentuate the head of my sunflower by adding some stippling effect to it. This is where the seeds are, and so sometimes there is an obvious detail on a sunflower where the seeds are. So I have finished with the middle of the flower, the head, and I'm now accentuating my leaves, giving them a bit of shade. I mean my petals, I'm sorry, with a little bit of shadowing because they do have some shadows on them, even though they're bright yellow. And now I'm adding some final details to the middle of the head of my flower, which will extend around. To make this stand out a little bit, I'm putting a lighter color at the bottom because I wanted to have more of a rounder shape. And just putting on some final touches to this sunflower painting. It is nice, I like it. I hope you enjoyed the process.